Hello, BookTube. I'm returning to history. A few days ago, I put in an order with Amazon for 3 new works of history, and they came in today. And as I mentioned in a previous video, there was cause for concern about their delivery because, for whatever reason, when Amazon itself delivers packages, not the same day or next day delivery where it's somebody driving their car, but like an Amazon delivery truck, almost invariably they will deliver the package to the wrong apartment. Fortunately for me, that apartment is next door, so I can easily go and get my package. But for other residents in the complex, well, your package could be hanging out for a very long time, and I don't know what exactly happens to it. Anyway, let's move on to talking about the books themselves. So, first step is The Four Heavens, A New History of the Ancient Maya by David Stuart from Princeton University Press. From the world-leading expert on the Maya, a monumental history of a flourishing civilization across 3 millennia. The Four Heavens brings to life the cultural and visual splendor of the ancient Maya, drawing on the oldest indigenous texts of the Americas and the latest archaeological discoveries to present an entirely new history of this spectacular civilization. Renowned historian and archaeologist David Stuart, who has made groundbreaking contributions to the decipherment of Maya hieroglyphics, shows how there was no single rise and fall of the Maya, but a series of births and collapses over a breathtaking span of nearly 3 millennia. Maya history was seemingly lost forever when the first Europeans encountered the great ruins of ancient cities in what is today Mexico and Central America. Today, with the recent decipherment of their ancient writings, the story of the Maya can now be told from their perspective. Stuart traces the rapid emergence of permanent settlements in the rainforest, which gave rise to monumental architecture and a flourishing urbanism, and ushered in the classic period of Maya civilization, beginning in the mid-2nd century CE. He reveals a world of majestic royal courts, tightly bound together by marriages, shifting alliances, and warfare, much of it driven by the ambitions of 2 major dynasties, the Canuls and the Motuls. Stuart describes how the long-standing rivalry between these 2 great houses shaped the fates of the surrounding kingdoms and may have set the stage for the Great Rupture of the 9th century, when the royal courts buckled under the weight of internal strife, social unrest, and environmental crisis, transforming Maya civilization yet again. With stunning illustrations, including many of Stuart's own drawings and images, The Four Heavens is a work of monumentous historical sweep, one that paints an unforgettable portrait of the Maya and the richly complex social, political, and cosmological worlds in which they lived. So, really excited to have it and to soon read it. Next up is Dreams of Empire, A History of the Ottomans by Carter Vaughn Findley. And this is out from Oxford University Press. A new comprehensive history of the Ottoman Empire from its beginnings in 1300 to its dissolution in 1922, written by North America's leading expert in the field. The Ottoman Empire was one of the mightiest empires in world history, ruling parts of Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa for more than 600 years. At its height in the 16th century, it was more formidable militarily, better financed, more highly centralized, and more efficiently ruled than any rival power. For centuries, the sultans who governed it were the most powerful and prestigious defenders of Islam. At the same time, this Islamic empire accommodated religious diversity in a way Europe's Christian powers would not. Encompassing politics and war, economics and society, culture and religion, Dreams of Empire shows how, across the centuries, the Ottoman state evolved from a mini-state in the northwest corner of Anatolia, the Asian part of today's Turkish Republic, to a world empire sovereign over lands stretching from Hungary to Iraq and Algeria. Subsequently, it experienced centuries of adversity, then recovery, then finally, although both diminished in size and buffeted by separatist nationalism in the Balkans and European imperialism in Asia and North Africa, a remarkable surge of reformist dynamism to fight for its survival. This reformist dynamism enabled the Turkish people to survive near destruction in World War I and re-emerge in the independent Turkish Republic. In addition to examining the state's central role in maintaining the empire, Carter Vaughn Findley explores the prodigiously diverse communities residing in its sprawling lands, including nomadic tribes, settled agrarian communities, and religious groups of all sizes and types, including Muslims, Christians, and Jews, charismatic Sufis, warriors for Islam, merchants in Cairo, compulsive travelers, a would-be Jewish messiah, revolutionaries, and pioneering women novelists all inhabit these pages. Dreams of Empire incorporates a wealth of scholarship, primary sources, maps, and meticulously curated color and black and white illustrations of people, places, and events. It masterfully depicts both great issues and human stories of women and men whose deeds and misdeeds helped shape the epic history of this long-lasting cosmopolitan empire. I have something of a sweet tooth for Ottoman history, so I'm very happy to add this to my collection and to get to it. And finally, one of my great areas of interest when it comes to history, this is Babylon, the Biography of a Metropolis by Lloyd Llewllyn-Jones. A vibrant and authoritative exploration of the world's first and most illustrious metropolis. Babylon often appears more myth than history. Purportedly the site of the Hanging Gardens and the Tower of Babel, its infamous presence in the Bible has made it a byword for sinful decadence. But Babylon was a real place teeming with life, a bustling megacity on the Euphrates, where schoolteachers, artisans, priests, slaves, prostitutes, and soldiers rubbed shoulders in maze-like streets and busy marketplaces. The city was home to some extraordinary rulers, from Hammurabi, the great lawgiver, to Nebuchadnezzar II, the conqueror king, in whose reign the city glistened in gold and lapis lazuli. In Babylon, Lloyd Llewllyn-Jones brings the ancient city vividly to life, tracing its foundation from its world domination to its subsequent decline and fall into ruin, and then to dust. From ribald drinking songs to acerbic letters between rival kings, extraordinary ancient sources help inform what is both a stunning work of scholarship and a fascinating evocation of a long-lost world. So, really looking forward to Babylon as well. So I think history is very much making a comeback with me right now. I just recently rearranged my fiction, poetry, and drama and history sections, and I now have a little bit more space for history, although not nearly as much as I would like, particularly to organize my collection in the way that I would like to. But to Steve Pyramid things before I wrap this video up. Once again, Babylon by Lloyd Llewllyn-Jones. Dreams of Empire by Carter Vaughn Findley, which I think should actually go here. I think that is a bigger book. And The Four Heavens by David Stuart. So, very happy. And looking forward to all of them and to more history. So, until I see you next time, BookTube, thank you and have a great rest of your afternoon.